welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another video. So today we have a special guest here with us today, and she is going to be sharing with you some very exciting information. So if you're new around here, my name is Shakema. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is Shameeka. Yeah, we know, we get it the same every time. Thought your name was Shameeka. No, is her name Shameeka? I'm Shakema. This is Shameeka. But if I'm really mad, I'll call her Shakema. Shakema! Oh, we digress. So if you've been joining me for any length of time, you know that I am a student of Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I've been budgeting now for probably about 7 to 8 years, and it has just been within the last 12 months that I've really decided to become gazelle intense and pay off my debts. So my daughter, who actually is a financial whiz and guru, was not on the bandwagon with budgeting for a long time. She has just decided to join me. She just got her first official, what do we want to call it, career job. You know, she's worked through college, but she graduated. She is a first-year teacher. She teaches kindergarten, and I've asked her if she would come on and share with you guys her budget being a first-year teacher. So I'm going to step out of frame and let you guys chit-chat with Shameeka while she shares with you her Dave Ramsey zero-based budget for January 2019.
Okay, y'all. So this is my personal budget worksheet for the month of January 2019. I have been budgeting now for about 9 months. Not 7 or 8 years, but 9 months after she begged and begged and pleaded and begged, and I said, no, I don't want to do this. And then finally I gave up, and I said, okay, let's do this. And in the 9 months that I've been doing this, I've seen lots of progress towards my financial goals. So as you can see, there are 3 payroll deposits in the income column because I have 3 jobs. I have 1 full-time job and I have 2 part-time jobs. Yes, I'm crazy working 3 jobs and going to school at the same times. But my mom always said, you do what you got to do till you can do what you want to do. Dave says that too. So, the first payroll, of course, is the bread and butter. It is from my career job. So that is where I make the most money from. And there you go. There you have it. So I have actually gotten paid for the month of January on December the 29th, I believe, 29th. That nice little direct deposit hit, and it was beautiful.
So Shameeka, tell us, because I use the downloaded worksheet. You're using this in Google Sheets. So were you not able to use it downloaded, or did you just prefer to use it in Google Sheets?
It's the same sheet you gave me. It just is in Google Sheets.
Okay.
It's the same thing. Right. So I just like it in Google Sheets because I can always make a copy of it and I have it for my records every month. So I have yet to get paid for my second job. I get paid once a month from this one, twice a month from this one, bi-weekly, and once a month for this one. So I've yet to get paid from either of these 2, but they're coming. So in total, I will make about $2,564.35 after taxes. Not a whole lot of money, but I'm only one person, so I'll make it work. So here's the expenses column. In my living and housing, I have my rent and my electric. So I budgeted for $703. Now, I've actually only paid $352.17. This is because I'm in the process of moving. So I owe the apartment complex I live with $352. And then once I move, I will owe the rest of the month to the new landlord that I will be having. So I've only paid about half of my rent for the month. And my electric bill, I over budgeted. And I only paid about $53.15. So I was under budget there on that one.
I pay for water.
Water is attached to our rent bill. So it just comes on the rent.
So included.
It's not included, but it's attached.
Oh, I see.
Right. So I spent about $20 in water this month. So regular payments. Okay, I have lots of regular payments. Not a lot. So We got the car insurance. I have my phone bill. I have Netflix. I have gym membership. Study abroad is something that I'm going to make a regular payment to myself because it is not cheap to study abroad. But I feel like if I pay myself every month for it, when the time comes for all the money to be paid and the funds to be allocated for that, it won't be such a steep, expense. I wasn't always the most financially fit person, so I do have a little bit to pay off personal things. And I went to school for free during undergrad, and I'm going to school for half the way free in grad school. So I do have to do a semester payment plan per month for this semester, the spring 2019 semester. And I am moving, so this is not a regular payment, but I just put it in this column because I don't have any other space on my budget sheet. The sinking fund for my son is there because he does require care and we love him dearly. So yes, so my car insurance for the month is about $82. It hasn't come out yet. It'll come out on the 25th. So then my phone bill has not come out yet. It will come out on the 18th of the month. Netflix usually comes out on the 21st. My gym membership comes out on the 25th. Study abroad, I'll just make a date to take that out. Usually when I get paid is when I'll take that money out. My personal payoff is kind of when I feel like it. The payment plan is due by the 14th of January, so that is why that has not come out yet. I'm waiting for the grant that I did receive to pay for their portion of the bill, and then I will pay the rest off. The rest totals in about $900, so I'll have to pay that over 3 installments plus set up a payment plan fee. Moving as a one-time fee is actually going to be $116, but I have already taken out the $120 for it just because I wanted to have the cash on me, and I've already paid the $150 for my personal payoff to date. So if we keep going down, we have food expenses. Grocery budget this month, $85. As I am transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, I find that some of the food is a little bit more expensive, so I've allocated myself a bit more money. And a lot of the food goes a very long way. Stuff like rice, quinoa, just a lot of that stuff goes a very, very long way, stretches over time. I spend most of my money on fresh vegetables and things of that nature. I did allocate myself $15 to go out to eat. I don't really do much eating out. I just find that it's very much cheaper to cook at home, and I actually find cooking therapeutic. So I've been taking my time to learn and cook and play in the kitchen. School lunch money, sometimes I don't get around to making my lunch like I should, so I do put some money on my lunch account, and I should probably go ahead and tell you that I took all of that out already. I just forgot to update it. I have not taken out my grocery money and my restaurant meal money just because I've done a lot of traveling in the last couple of days, so I haven't had time to get to the bank before it closed, but I will go on Monday to get that grocery and the restaurant meal money out so that I can go grocery shopping and have something to eat. The random column shouldn't go under the food expenses. I had to pay for renter's insurance at my new place, and I didn't have space on my budget sheet at the bottom, so I just put it there. So I'm actually over the budget by 32 cents, but it's gonna be okay because most of the time I get paid a little more than I actually budget for, so I'm sure I'll get paid 32 more cents. We are in the personal expense column. This is my favorite column. I do go to the European Wax Center when I can, just because it's my preference, and the eyebrows are a must because I refuse to have bushes on my face. So I do set aside, money to, get the eyebrows slayed so I don't have caterpillars on my face. I'm not very much one to spend money on clothing and shoes. A lot of the clothes that I have are given to me, or, you know, people got, you know, that couldn't fit things, and they say, well, hey, you're pretty much this size, and see if you can fit this. And I always like, you know, just take those things because I hate spending money on clothes. You know, just always been that way. I've never been super, super girly, but, you know, I don't have any doctor's appointments this month or any prescriptions that I have regularly. Manicure, pedicure, I do more of that in the summertime. However, we are in the winter season, so I just kind of save money that way by doing it myself. And over the summer, I will go and get mostly pedicures because in my profession, having nails is just kind of like almost like a death sentence, because if I bend one of them back, it's going to be a bad day. And just not trying to live that life. So yes, recreation and travel for entertainment, I did allot myself $45 simply because I like to do like things like movies and going out with friends and stuff like that. You know, so I just want to make sure that, you know, all work and no play makes for a dull person. So I'm trying not to be dull. Hair care this month. Hair care, I usually get my hair done about once every 2 to 3 months, simply because I have locks, so they kind of maintain their own, and they're very mature. I've had them for about 7 years now, so I don't really have to get my hair done that often. But this month I had to get my hair done because I had to go to a birthday party and I didn't want to look like the side of a bus, so I decided to look like a human. And then I have the personal expense for my son. I had to pay for his food this month. He had to get his Bordetella vaccine, and he also had to get his heartworm for 6 months. So that totaled up to be about $90. So I put the $90 in the account for my son. I went ahead and took out that $50 cash, got my hair done today. I already got my eyebrows done. So let me put that. I got my eyebrows done. However, I had got some extra cash, so I don't really have to put that in there. And I'll take out the personal care cash next week because my appointment is not until next Sunday. So transportation, gas and auto expenses. I do a lot of traveling simply because I commute to work right now. I have a 35-minute commute, so I do kind of go through a lot of gas. So I allot $180 for gas a month. Usually I have more. Usually I over budget, so like I don't use all of the gas money that I allot, but I had to travel to see my family this month, and so therefore I probably will not have a little leftover money. I didn't need an oil change this month. I don't need tires or anything like that, and I'm not working on my car replacement fund at the moment just because I am working on my study abroad fund for next year. My car is pretty much okay. So I already took out the $180 of cash and put it in my envelope. I do, like my mom, use the envelope system because I find that it works very nicely. I can just grab the envelope, get what I need, the cash, and do the thing. Let's see. Miscellaneous. It's a lot going on in the miscellaneous column. I like to, of course, pay my tithes and offerings. That's something I believe in. Not everybody believes that, but I definitely believe in it. So that is the first thing I pay every time I get paid, regardless. So I already paid that. And the emergency fund, I do not need to put anything back in my emergency fund this month. I did make a column for licensure exams and professional developments. I've already paid for one licensure exam, so I don't have to pay for any more this month. There's a column for baby step 3, which is my 6-month to 1-year emergency fund. And I haven't put anything in that yet because I'm still in baby step 2, paying off some personal items. And once those are paid off, I will begin to allot money in baby step 3. And I've allotted $14 in my kind of miscellaneous things that I want fund. I had to pay for some candy for a birthday party, so I took out that money already. So that is my budget for the month. It says I'm in the hole $1.30 for some reason, but I'm really not. So yes, so to date I have paid $1,455.29 in expenses, and I have $613.31 left for the month. But this is without getting paid for my other 2 jobs just yet. So that is my budget. Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, you guys, so there it is. Shameeka's zero-based budget for January. So tell me kind of, and you know, she's a first-year teacher, first time having a career. She's always worked, but she's gone to school, so she's worked part-time jobs, a couple of them, just to make ends meet. Now she's working a full-time job and having to take that money and budget it. You know, what is that experience? What has that experience been for you? Especially being, you know, significantly younger than I am. Of course, my generation, you know, we trying to watch all the pennies. We need to know exactly where all the money is going. We have kids. You don't have children. You just have your dog. You know, how has the budgeting experience enhanced your life? Changed your life? What would you do different? You know, just tell us a little bit about your experience budgeting.
Okay, so I think it's been really good because I have more a sense of awareness of where my money is going. Dave Ramsey says a lot. He says a budget is you telling your money where to go, not looking up and wondering where it went. So for a very long time, I used to always look at my bank account and wonder, where did my money go? Like, why don't I have any left? So now I am able to know exactly where it is. Like, I can look on my budget sheet and look at my bank account and understand that certain things haven't hit my account. So that, yes, this number is there, but I know that the number is less than it actually says. So, and since I don't use my debit card very often, there aren't a lot of miscellaneous transactions happening. So I don't have non-sufficient funds. I don't have things bouncing. I don't have any of that because I usually always have the cash for it. So I feel like for me that gives me more control over what is happening to my money. So and for me, security is a big thing. Like, I mean, I know, like, I trust God to provide, but I feel like He tells us to be good stewards over what He gives us. So that this, I feel like it's my duty, you know, to be a good steward over what He gives me. So, and I've helped tons of people too get on board. And in light of everything that's happening around us, you know, people affected by, you know, this government shutdown we're in, for me, it kind of helps to put things in perspective of, you know, just how important it is to really have your funds, you know, kind of as good as you can possibly get them and as prepared as you can possibly have them. Because, you know, to be honest, if I was one of the employees who were affected by the government shutdown, I would find myself in probably some of the same situations that a lot of people are being affected by, like wondering where the money's going to come from, wondering where, or should I pay for groceries, or should I pay for utilities? And so, I mean, thankfully, and I feel very, 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 very sorry for the people affected by these things, but it just, again, just pretty much puts it in perspective how important being aware of where your finances are going.
So you said you've helped a lot of people get on board. Talk to us just a little bit about what you mean with that. Again, you're at that, you know, late 20s going into your, you know, soon to be going into your 30s. Mm-hmm. How are your friends budgeting? Are they budgeting? And what has that experience been like for you helping people to kind of get on board? Like, what do you mean when you say that I help people get on board?
So, a lot of times I'm not very private about my budget. I'm not, you know, I'm always doing something at my computer. So my friends are like, what are you doing? And I talk to myself out loud. So they're like, what are you doing? And I get excited about my budget sheet because I've seen, you know, the progress I've made towards some of my financial goals and just being able to have money for things and be able to pay cash for them. And so I'll, you know, share the budget sheet with my friends and they're like, oh man, this is great. And so what I mean when I say they're getting on board, I'll forward them the, you know, sheet that my mom forwarded me and walk them through that process. And, you can just kind of see like this sense of relief come over them when they really put their money on a sheet and realize how much money they either do have or how much money they don't have. And so that them becoming conscious of where they are is just, it's really good, because then you can kind of see their wheels start to spin and they're like, oh, well, I can pick up a shift here, or I can spend less here, or I can do X, Y, and Z. Like I have a friend, we've been friends since we were in college, and finances is kind of not one of her stronger suits. So in our friendship, we, lean on our strengths and our balances and things like that. So I just told her, this is what I do. And so she's been implementing this in her life for about 6 months. And I watched her pay off 2 things. She's doing her debt snowball.
Nice.
So she's paid off 2 things. And now we talk and she's like, wow, I had a problem with my car, but guess what? I had an emergency fund.
Nice.
So it wasn't a big deal. It was like I wasn't in despair. So it was like I had the money, and now she's making all these plans so that she can get like, some bigger things that she has that snowballs, but she's, flying on her own now. And I'm like, good job. And I have another friend, he lives in Maryland. He's been doing his budget sheet, and he just got a new job. So he's making new money and more money than he's ever made. And he's working on his debt snowball, and he's just like, I really appreciate you and, your friendship and, giving me this budget sheet. And now I have my assistant on the budget sheet. Nice. And I forwarded to another coworker, and I just forwarded to anybody who wants, to get on board, because I've seen it work. I've seen my mom, and I've seen it in my life. So I just like to share the wealth.
So there it is, you guys. We thought you might enjoy seeing somebody else's budget sheet, maybe a younger perspective. Shameeka didn't take to the budgeting in the very beginning. It was a process to get her to even look at the sheet. She was like, Mom, my limits are low. I cannot, Mom. Oh my God. And you just have to say, okay, fine, if that's not what you want to do, until she took ownership of her money so that she would know where it was going. My biggest thing for her, especially starting out as a first year teacher, I didn't want her to have those old habits of not knowing where your part-time money going. This your full-time money right here. You need to be aware of where your dollars are. And again, she gives them names. She tells it what to do, but at least she's not at the end of the month going, I still have bills, I still owe this person, and I don't know where any of my stuff went. So she started budgeting before she actually got her full-time teaching position, just a little bit before. And now that she's been able to get those paychecks coming in, she's able to make those strong financial decisions. Pretty soon she'll be going into baby step number 3. I'm still working on baby step number 2. So
as I look forward to the future, marriage, kids, if these things happen for me, marriage, mostly, kids, not so sure. But I have the tools that I need to, kind of move and shake. Then it won't be just one income. It'll be 2 incomes. And hopefully he's doing his own, total money makeover as well. So we both are on the same page about, where our finances are going. Because, finances are huge, very huge. The money makes the world go round, they say. And it's something that affects us all. The lack of, or too much, or stuff like that. So it's a realistic goal. So
anyway, you guys, we just wanted to thank you so much for stopping by our channel. Thank you for listening to us hash out the things and talk about things. I think if you are financially stable, it's your responsibility to help somebody else at least see the potential. You can't make anybody do their budget. You can't make anybody write it down. You can't make anybody, give their money names. But you can live that budget life, and you can live that financially successful life. And that doesn't mean you don't have bills and debts and things. It just means you're working towards better goals, paying things off. And once people see that in your life, then they kind of want to get on the train. They may do it a little bit different. Shameeka doesn't use the weeklies. I use the weeklies on the sheet. She just puts it on the monthly. When I first started budgeting, that's how I did it. Now I am interested in how much I'm spending every week. Where are my heavier weeks? What are my shorter weeks? So to me, that's important. not so much to her. She pays all of her bills on due dates. I pay all of my bills on payday. So, you know, again, we're doing it differently, but we're still both budgeting and meeting our financial goals for the month. So anyway, thank you again so much for stopping by our channel. And maybe you'll see Shameeka again, but you'll definitely see me in my next budget video. And until then, bye now.